Welcome, fellow curious minds, to the Turkish Odyssey. Today, we're tackling a myth that's as persistent as a bad internet connection and as intriguing as a secret recipe. We're talking about potato power. You've seen the viral videos, right? Someone plugs their phone into a potato, and suddenly, magic happens. Or does it? We're here to put that spectacular claim to the ultimate test. Can a humble potato truly bring your dead smartphone back to life? Is this a revolutionary green energy solution, or just another internet tall tale? Get ready, because we're about to find out. We'll conduct 3 rigorous experiments. First, we'll see if a single potato can light a tiny LED. Then, we'll scale up to a whole army of spuds to try and charge a power bank. Finally, for the grand finale, we'll attempt the impossible, charging a smartphone directly with potato power. Prepare for some shocking, or perhaps not so shocking, revelations. Before we dive into the electrifying action, let's peel back the layers of science. A potato battery isn't magic, it's a basic electrochemical cell, just like the ones in your everyday batteries. It works on the principle of a voltaic pile. You need 2 different metals, typically copper and zinc, acting as electrodes. These are submerged in an electrolyte solution. In our case, the potato itself provides that electrolyte. Its phosphoric acid reacts with the copper and zinc. This chemical reaction causes electrons to flow from the zinc to the copper. This flow of electrons is what we call electric current. It's a neat trick, and people have been demonstrating it for centuries. Early versions of these veggie batteries were even shown off in the 1800s. Imagine a tiny, invisible highway inside the potato. Electrons are zipping along this highway, creating a measurable current. It's a fundamental concept of electricity, powered by a root vegetable. Alright, let's talk about our experimental setup. For this grand debunking, we're using some very specific ingredients. Of course, we have our star performers, fresh, firm potatoes. We'll also need zinc-plated nails and copper wires. These are our essential electrodes. To measure our results, we'll use a trusty multimeter. And for the big tests, we've got a USB boost converter. This little gadget helps us try to get the voltage up to smartphone-friendly levels. Specifically, we're working with 10 potatoes. Each potato will get 1 zinc nail and 1 copper wire. This setup allows us to create a series of individual potato cells. Now, a quick safety briefing. While potato batteries produce very low voltage, it's always wise to be careful. We're dealing with sharp objects, and short circuits can still generate a little heat. Most importantly, let's set the benchmark for success. Your average smartphone needs about 5 volts to charge. But here's the kicker, it also needs a minimum of 1 amp of current. That's roughly 5 watts of power. Keep that 5 volts and 1 amp in mind. It's the golden standard we're aiming for. Anything less, and our phone will just laugh at our efforts. Our first experiment is the simplest, a single potato. We insert 1 zinc nail and 1 copper wire into a potato. Then, we connect our multimeter. The results are in, a single potato generates a measly 0.8 volts. And the current? A truly pathetic 0.2 milliamps. That's not even enough to tickle a fly. To put that into perspective, 0.8 volts and 0.2 milliamps is barely enough to light a tiny, low-power red LED. It flickers weakly, a sad little beacon of minimal energy. Clearly, 1 potato isn't going to cut it for a smartphone. So, we scale up. For our second experiment, we wire 10 potatoes together in series. Connecting them in series means we add up their voltages. With 10 potatoes, we managed to boost the voltage to a respectable 7.5 volts. That's actually more than the 5 volts a phone needs. But here's where the myth truly crumbles. While the voltage is up, the current remains stubbornly low. We're still looking at less than 0.3 milliamps. We try connecting this 10 potato battery to a power bank. The power bank screen lights up, showing a charging icon. Success, right? Not so fast. We leave it for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, we check the power bank's charge level. It hasn't gained a single percentage point. The charging icon was just a cruel illusion. Next, we introduce our USB boost converter. This device is designed to take a lower voltage and step it up to a stable 5 volts. We connect our 10 potato battery to it. The converter successfully outputs 5 volts. This is it, the moment of truth. We plug our smartphone into the boost converter, powered by our potato army. The phone screen blinks. For a split second, it looks like it might work. Then, it immediately stops. The charging icon appears and vanishes faster than a free pizza at a tech conference. This definitively debunks the myth. While we can get the voltage up, the potato battery simply cannot provide the necessary amperage. It's like having a huge water pipe with almost no water flowing through it. Now, you might be thinking, but I saw a video where it worked. And you probably did. There's a reason this myth has such incredible staying power. Some studies, like one from Hebrew University in 2010, explored variations. They found that boiling potatoes can marginally improve their conductivity. Boiling ruptures the cell walls, potentially lowering the internal resistance of the potato. This allows for a slightly higher current flow. However, even with boiled potatoes, the current is still incredibly low. We're talking about perhaps 1/1000th of what a smartphone needs to charge. It's an improvement, but still nowhere near practical. The myth persists largely due to viral spectacle and a fundamental misunderstanding of electricity. People see a voltage reading and assume that's all that matters. They don't grasp the critical role of current. TikTok analytics show millions of views for these kinds of potato phone charger videos. They are entertaining, they are surprising, and they tap into that desire for a simple, magical solution. But let's get real for a moment. From an eco perspective, using potatoes to charge a phone is incredibly wasteful. Think of the resources, the land, the water, the energy that goes into growing those potatoes. Compared to a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, which can be used thousands of times, a potato battery is a one-shot deal. It's a novelty, not a sustainable energy source. So, what do we do with our spent potato battery components? We compost the potatoes, of course. It's the least we can do for our hard-working spuds. So, what's the final verdict on potato power for your phone? The myth is officially, unequivocally, and hilariously busted. While potatoes can generate a tiny amount of electricity, they are utterly useless for charging modern smartphones. They simply cannot provide the necessary current. It's a fun science experiment, a great classroom demo, and a fantastic way to understand basic electrical principles. But it's not a practical power source. This whole experiment is a great reminder to always question what you see online. Critical thinking is your best defense against viral misinformation, no matter how entertaining it might be. If you enjoyed this myth-busting adventure, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the Turkish Odyssey for more science, history, and myth debunking. And let us know in the comments what other myths you'd like us to tackle next. Until then, stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep exploring the amazing world around us. So, can a potato charge your phone? Technically no, but it can charge your curiosity. Smash that subscribe for free, hit the to never miss our video deep dives, and drop a comment, which myth should we bust next? Like and share to feed the algorithm. No potatoes required. Thank you for watching. See you in the next adventure.